Live already? All right. Hello and welcome back to the IUS Horizon podcast. Yay! Today's topic is unlucky moments. Is that what we said? Yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to go first?
I have a injury story from when I was little that is, I've told Greg this one. It's how I got this scar on my hand. Just almost start. Also, if anyone doesn't have any unlucky moments they can think of, you can look them up. You can look up different random
Reddit
funny
them.
stories. Yeah, and you can use those. I was about 4 years old, and me and my sister were heading to a daycare. And we used to go on rides in a little red wagon that my family would tug us along in. And my sister at this point was she was curious. She was about 5, closer to 6. And she was playing with the wheel. And so I'm a 4-year-old. And so I see someone messing with the wheel. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. So I started fidgeting with the wheel. This is where the unlucky moment comes in. I did not realize there was a small pothole in the road that we were riding on. And so the wheel popped back and it locked my hand in between the two wheels. And I have a weird pain tolerance issue. I always have, which has funny stories of its own right. But I didn't cry. I was in shock because my hand got caught in the wheel. So I just kind of stared at it. My family didn't know because I didn't make a sound. So they started tugging on the little red wagon.
Oh no.
And as they were tugging it, my hand just got caught further and further the wheel.
Oh.
And after a certain point, about a third of the wheel was into my hand, and it was stuck, and I couldn't move. And it was only after a rock had gotten jammed into the wheel did it start hurting, because then germs got to it. And so I started crying, and my dad turns around. He's like, "Oh my God!" And he sees there's a trail, and he's like, "What happened?" And so he quickly tries to get my hand unstuck. I started smacking it against the wheel, trying to get it out, which only made it worse.
Yeah.
By the end of it, this is where it gets kind of funny. I now have a permanent indent that matches the wheel frame.
Wow.
And my little cousins happen to own this little red wagon. So me, being the horrible older cousin that I am, I told them this story and I said, "Hey, you want to see a magic trick?" And my little cousin BJ was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Okay, buddy." Fit perfectly. It's literally sunk into the wheel. And I was like, "Look, I can spin it." And I rolled it like that, and it freaked him out, and he cried. And hilarious story for me. But that's an unlucky moment. I got a couple others, but I'm gonna let people go.
Wow.
I have it's kind of funny now, a unlucky moment on how I got my arm scars. I have 3 running down up in my arm. So I'm a cheerleader, and I was doing a skill I had on a tumble track, which is like a trampoline. It's a longer trampoline. And I do the skill, and I snap my arm in half. Fully in half. That's where the bone came through.
Oh.
It gets funny. It gets funny, I promise.
I don't think it can at that point.
So I freak out, and they called my mom. They call my mom up, and they go, "We think she broke her arm."
Right.
There's a possibility.
Just a small possibility. So my mom says, "Okay, wait, I'm 15 minutes away." And they call her back. She's screaming really loud, and we can see the bone. And mom's like, "Why didn't you tell me that? Call an ambulance. Leave with that." And then we get to the hospital, and the only reason why they gave me a bed, because this was during COVID, was because I was screaming. That's the only reason why I got a bed, mind you. Because I was in a lot of pain, and I get there, and they had to set my arm, which is super painful. And then they come in, and they say, "We can't treat you here." They didn't have the resources to treat me at this hospital.
Wow.
So that was fun. And then they tell my mom, "Okay, you got to wait a week for the ambulance to come to get you to go to surgery." My mom said, "What's the other option?" And they said, "You can drive her an hour away up to Riley Children's Hospital in Indy." And so my mom says, "We're doing that." They load me up in the car. We get over there. They forgot to send my paperwork over there first off. And then they say, okay, we need to give you your pain meds. They say we need to start an IV, and I'm half asleep. I look up at them and I just show them my arm. They left the IV in my arm.
That's crazy.
And that's my unlucky moment.
Okay, I have a better one that actually fits the category of unlucky, but that is just awful. I would never want to go to a hospital.
Man,
ever
mine's
again.
gonna be like lame compared to I snapped my arm in half. I have like a scar, and I'm like, all right, mine's kind of stupid. Now,
I have like 3 scars in my elbows all messed up from it.
I was gonna tell the car crash trilogy, but I'm gonna wait a minute for that. None were my fault. That's why it's an unlucky.
Interesting. Anyone else?
I have a funny one. I have it on video too, so I don't know if you would want to see it. It's a little thin, but it is on video. So just imagine a Jeep pulling the hood of a car, but like flipped over so it can like be used as a sled, and then with seats like welded onto it, so we had somewhere to sit on the hood. So it was snowing really, really good last year, and it's like, oh, well, we'll go on the sled. And so we have like a field and then our neighbor's fence. And then, so it's like pretty narrow. Like there's not like a lot of like room to, for the Jeep and the sled and the rope. So we go up a couple times, whatever, go back up again. And I'm on there with my brother and he's like, oh, watch the tree. I'm like, oh, great. We missed the tree. So then right into the fence. So now my toe is dislocated. I think I bruised every rib that day. I felt them touch. And yeah, very, very unlucky. So
I feel like this is turning into like bad accidents that happen.
Yeah. Oh,
Like horrible accidents.
you talk about my shoulder dislocating yesterday.
gosh.
It's
Wow.
normal. It's normal.
Okay, yeah.
Man, my unlucky story was gonna be that my senior year of high school, I played Marie on The Sound of Music, and I got like really sick, like tech week in the week of. So
That
like
counts.
I like could not like I was able to perform and everything, but like every time I'd finish a song, I'd have to go backstage and like cough up a lung, and like I have to be like I'd be like in the middle of scenes, like trying to hide it from my mic, and I'm like, Maria's fine, guys. She was not fine. Like I was deathly ill that week, but I pushed through. Because the show must go on, I guess.
You reminded me of 2 theater stories. I have 2. Now, I'm going to have you all pick. Option A is, I call it Lights Out. That's that story. And then there's option B, which is the sad story that I never got to finish the production. So which one do you want, A or B?
Let's do A.
All right, so for option A, this is how we discovered I have orthostatic intolerance, which, if you don't know, causes the tissue in your body and your heart rate to not be easily controlled. And so this day, I hadn't been eating very much, so it's been about 2 days since I had like the proper amounts of salt you're supposed to have. And so my body had been shutting down, and I had that whole day been like, I don't feel very good. It's show night. It's the first show. So like this is the opening of it. So I have to be ready. I'm like, I really don't feel great. I'm still gonna go though. It's gonna be fine. And so this is about a couple hours before the production starts. I'm at home. I'm getting myself mentally ready. I play one of the Wicked Witch's assistants for The Wizard of Oz. I'm super excited. I love this show. It's funny as hell. Which this whole show was cursed. Like the power went out during one of the show nights, and that was a funny bit, but like great show overall. But it's show night. It's opening show. And so I start walking upstairs because I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to like wash my face, get into change into some of my clothes, get ready, and it'll be fine. And so I start walking up the stairs. I'm like, I really feel dizzy. I don't feel great. And so I keep walking. And it's about 10 seconds later, I get up the stairs and I'm feeling really bad. And so one of my friends who's in the show, he texts me. He goes, hey, are you ready for show night? And I went, maybe? ? And I remember that message because that's how we time-stamped when I went to for the hospital. So what happened was I typed maybe and I put my phone in my pocket. I remember I leaned down, I leaned up, and the only way I can describe, have you watched like those GoPro videos?
Yeah.
Of like when they look down? My perspective did that, blacked out. I hit my head on the windowsill when I fell. I was out for 2 hours.
Wow.
No recollection of time, nothing. I had been concussed. So I hit my head. I'm concussed. The doctors were freaking out whenever I told them this because they were like, "You were out for 2 hours? That's not good." And I went, "Oh, no, I probably felt like was unconscious." It's the only way I can explain what happened. But I remember
Nobody found you?
no.
What?
No one, because downstairs my parents were laughing and talking because they were getting ready for the show too, because they were really excited for me. So while this was happening, they were walking around downstairs, so they didn't hear the of me hitting the floor upstairs. So I'm out for 2 hours, no track of time, and I realize I'm late to appearing show, but I'm late to call time. And I realized that because I woke up and for context, I was awake at 3. I was planning to leave at 4 because I wanted to be early. I woke up at 5:20. And I remember because I woke up, I was like, whoa, what? Everything's weird. And I remember I looked over and I'm like, oh my God, I'm late. And I tried to sit up, fell, hit the wall, wobbled down the stairs, and went, Dad, I'm late, we gotta go. And he was like, oh, okay. So we hurry out the door. And so I get to the show. And at this point, I have like a small bottle of water with me because I'm like, my brain feels, what is happening? I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm like really concussed. There's a welt on my head. I don't know what's happening. But of course, my dad, he just thought I was out of it or nervous. But we get to the show and I go backstage and I brought an energy drink supplement. And in case you don't know, energy drinks and energy powders are the worst thing to possibly have if you have orthostatic intolerance or POTS, let alone both. If you have it, it will cause your heart rate to be unstable, which adds very funny side effects like dizziness or inability to see straight. And so I had brought that for the cast, and everyone had a little bit of it. And we were like, okay, let's get energized. Woo! Because all the cast was now like pumped and like it was late in the afternoon. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. And it had been about an hour. We were about to start the show. And one of my friends, he walks over to me and goes, is your eye all right? I'm like, huh? I didn't know this. My eyes looked like this.
Oh.
One was extremely contracted and the other was extremely dilated. I'm like, maybe? Why? And he was like, dude, you're... And like he went, hold on. He pulled out his phone and he flashed light on my no reaction. I was like concussed. And he was like, oh, did you hit your head or something? I went, maybe earlier. I don't remember much. And he went, what? And I'm like, sorry, I gotta go. I go onto the stage. You can relate to this. When the scene turns on and all the lights, bing, I couldn't see. I had hit my head a second time against the stairs to get onto the stage, and I just sat there. I'm supposed to be animate because I'm the bartender for the show. I'm the bartender for The Witch because it was like an 80s version of us, and it was really fun. But I'm supposed to be like this bartender named Yancy, and so I had this tray. I'm supposed to like place it down, like clean the bottles and laugh. The light hit me and I stood still. I couldn't move. I couldn't see. My brain was barely functioning. And I was like, okay, we're just gonna make it through this. What could go wrong? Nothing could go wrong. I couldn't see. I almost missed my cue to leave. And by the time I get backstage, my director heard like, hey, Yancy might be concussed. It's a possibility. He hit his head earlier and now his eyes are dilated. So I go backstage and they got medical people back there. And they check me out and they're like, oh my God, he's freaking concussed. It's first night of the show, and one of like the main characters for Act 2 is concussed. And so I was like, what did we do? And so I proceed. Again, unlucky moments happen the show night, like the first night of the show. But I managed to do the entire show while concussed, and I just told my director, I'll go to the hospital in the morning. And so I had, by stubbornness and stupidity, toughed out the entire show while not being able to see straight. The star, oh my God, why am I forgetting? Who's the main character?
Dorothy.
Dorothy. My brain's tired. Dorothy, because our characters talk a lot during the show, she's like, you it's a miracle you're getting through this. Like, I'll look over and I'll try not to laugh because she'll look over and my eyes would be like this, and I would just be staring off into the abyss, just trying to remember my lines. But that was probably the unluckiest moment I ever had in a production, getting concussed right before the show, and then not being able to see for half of it.
Did you like not have a headache or anything?
Oh no, I had a horrible migraine.
Well, I
Lights
was
did
like,
not
how do
help.
you like? How could you stand the stage lights? Because stage lights by themselves are
Awful.
terrible. But then like having that with a migraine,
I've almost fractured my wrist before during a show, and I kept it. I'm a very stubborn person when it comes to shows.
How old were you when this happened?
This wasn't that long ago. I was 17.
what the heck?
Yeah, like I did this show concussed 17.
I remember performing on a concussion, and it was so bad. I couldn't imagine being through a full show because like we were in warm up for like an hour, and then I went on stage and I was able to put sunglasses on. And I was fine, but like I couldn't imagine doing that. Like,
No, my director was mad at me. She was like, okay, she's one of those really sweet people. She was like, if you ever come to one of my show nights concussed ever again, I'm gonna lose it. You can't do this. Next day, went to the hospital, got scanned. I was concussed. I was extremely concussed, and they were like, honestly, it's a miracle that nothing worse happened during the show, from you hitting your head twice, not being able to see, flashing lights at it. They were like, it's honestly a miracle you didn't have a seizure. And I was like, thanks,
Wow.
Doc. That makes me feel so good. But that was the blackout incident. And then the other incident, which is a lot shorter, is biggest role I ever had was Daddy Warbucks for Annie.
Mhm.
Loved that show.
I hate Annie. Sorry, I just have to say it.
No, I loved it because I got to be one of the leads and have a blast.
That's fair. That's fair.
The night of the show was quarantine. It got canceled
Oh.
night of.
Wow.
and that's pretty close to your birthday too, isn't it? Yeah, because I remember
Literally a week before my birthday
Wow.
was quarantine. When quarantine happened to shut everyone down,
You were young.
that day, literally the afternoon, like when everyone's like, all right, we're going home early because everyone's been put into lockdown quarantine.
Yeah.
That day was our show day.
Wow.
my right before my 13th birthday was quarantine for me.
That was,
How old are you?
19.
she just turned 19.
I just turned 19.
Okay. All right. Anyways,
I'm an early
that
graduate.
that threw me for a loop for a second.
Yeah, it's been 6 years.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, don't say that.
COVID was 6 years
You
ago?
see, the cool thing, like, quarantine happened a week after I closed my freshman year show. It was a week after.
Yeah,
So,
my show got canceled too. We were gonna do Shrek.
I was able to. We performed Seussical because, like, if it was a week later, we usually have our like show week from my old high school is like the 13th, 14th is like the week. We did it the week before because it was Seussical, so we're like, oh, we're gonna do it for Dr. Seuss's birthday, you know. So
So you got lucky.
yeah, we were really lucky. We're like, if we like had this a week later, like we wouldn't have been able to perform, but we were able to, which was fun.
No.
But like,
I was in 8th grade during that show.
I was in 7th.
19 going to 20.
I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I was in 7th grade too.
See?
And
oh.
you're the oldest one in
What
the
the
room.
heck? No, Kylie is.
Wait, yeah,
Kylie's
Kylie.
22, right?
Am I the oldest one here, guys?
You might be.
That's crazy.
No, Ron is.
You don't count.
You're
Oh,
22.
but I know. Yeah.
How old are you? 21. Liliana, how old are you? 21.
Aren't you
I'm
19?
19.
19 going on 20.
19. I'm 20, turning 21.
2 days after our show.
What in the world? I don't like this.
I was born in 07.
Me too.
But
Oh,
We're 2007.
That's
8th
crazy.
grade, last show of like my middle school experience, was really looking forward to it. Like really happy about doing this. I had practiced all the way up to this point. I was fed up with this year, and then quarantine. And I was like, okay,
You guys did Annie as a high school production?
middle school play.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean Annie for high school?
Oh.
Gotcha.
My high school cycled through the same 3 plays every 3 years. Same 3 musicals every 3 years. They did the same 3.
What were the 3 musicals?
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
That's the only one that I ever participated in anything in. I don't remember the other 2. It sucked, but we won awards for it. So
Oh, that's
just
probably
had to
yeah.
win
That
them.
makes sense.
They
then.
reuse the same costumes They would pick Belle based on the size of the costume.
Oh,
They only had 3 costumes.
well, I guess it makes sense if you're competing, but like that still
but
sucks.
also they wouldn't do it based on acting talent.
Mm.
It was only based on if you made our choir.
My school theater teacher got fired because he was having too personal of a relationship with students. I don't know what that entails. That is what
Okay.
like anyway. But like, he would pick people based on like who he liked. It was not a matter of skill or performance. He would be like, "Oh, you talk with me in class, you can have a role."
I didn't realize this was weird, but in high school, I had multiple of my high school teachers' phone numbers, like personal cell numbers.
I did too.
Like, and some people were like, "That's weird."
But I had mine because my band director was also my marching band director.
That's why I
My
had mine.
choir, like the choir teacher who was married to the band director, was the theater director too. So like it was like
That's
a
why
whole.
I had 2 of them, and then I had my history teacher's number.
No, okay. Well, I was gonna say the difference between like that's understandable, but like what my teacher did, and I'm not saying his name because he was a nice guy. I'm just saying like
Might have been a little too
I
nice.
felt out of him, like he would literally like vent to students about his marriage. And,
Oh, that's
like,
weird.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
That's weird.
I had my high school history teacher's number and helped him plan his proposal.
Does this not
There's
strike
a-
anyone
okay.
as weird?
No,
I feel
no,
like we
that
should
does.
have our
There's
own
a-
episode of like weird
There's-
teachers and weird schools.
There's
Yeah.
That feels like a
Yeah.
There's
very
like an actual like
traumatizing
verified
episode.
reason. I worked with his fiance,
Okay.
so I
Oh,
knew
okay.
her personally.
Okay.
Oh, so it's not like you don't know this person and they're like,
He's like, hey, I need your help with this.
Wait, but you're
Yeah,
still
that's what he
asking-
said.
But you're still asking an underage person to.
Mhm.
I was like
you.
14 when this happened too.
Exactly.
Oh, even
Yeah.
worse.
Wow.
It was
that's,
just
that's
maybe
what happened with my
Yeah,
old teacher.
it'd
be-
Except for it wasn't that they knew her. It was just like you would ask them for like advice for her. And just
I
random
worked
stuff.
with him, her best friend, and her all together over the summer. And I still worked with her best friend and her when the school year started.
Interesting.
I just think there should be boundaries between
There
teachers
is.
and students.
Well,
Well, I was hoping
There's
that
legal
it was at
boundaries.
work.
That's why that you get fired.
Yeah.
We were doing
That's
this
why you
while
lost
me
your
and
job.
her-
Yeah.
We were doing this while me and her were at work because we worked very closely together in the same
Okay.
section.
Hmm.
So I was distracting
Right.
with children.
Well, I guess I have another kind of unlucky story. This is another theater story. I feel like majority of my stuff is like theater related. What is it? My musical freshman year, right? It was opening night, and the guy who played Horton was a weirdo. I'm not gonna name names. He was a freak. That's all I can say. Like he's so weird. Anyway, so like a lot of people that complained about him to like teachers because it's like, hey, this guy's a weirdo. We need to do something about this. No one did anything. We're like, okay. One girl went to the cops about it. So this is like the Friday before, like during the school day, the opening night is that night. We get like someone comes in over the intercom and they're like, we need all like theater like participants to go to the theater to like rehearse Mrs. Lynn needs you guys. And we're like, okay, whatever. So we walk in there and we find out that our Horton had been arrested for like sexual assault or something. Opening night. So then one of my really good friends at the time had to fill in, like learn the entirety of Horton's lines and songs in like 2 hours before he went on. All opening night. And you know why I think it happened? It's because someone said Macbeth in the auditorium. That's just me.
I have kind of a funny like theater like moment, and that was when I actually cut my neck open opening day.
How is that funny?
It was
How
it
is
was
this funny?
funny because I kept going and it was superficial,
Wait,
and everyone around me was freaking out on stage.
wait, where?
I cut it right here. I was doing a contortion roll, and I was a neck balancer in a show.
Uh-huh.
And the costume got snagged, so it snagged my neck too. Because the costuming was bad.
This is why we pay people good money
Yeah.
for good costumes.
So this was a
Thank
production.
you, Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie.
We wrote, designed, and made all of the costumes ourselves.
Like the cast.
Yes, the cast wrote and did everything on our own.
What's with that, by the way? Because I've known some theaters. I've been in a theater where they were like, "Hey, go to the store, and we just want you to buy within this." Okay, for the show, it worked. I won't lie. It was puffs, and like the whole thing was like you had to have yellows and browns, and like as long as it was whimsical in nature, and then you got this cape, you would be fine.
We also
okay.
did this whole thing
Yeah, 'cause it's
in 7
puffs.
days.
Yeah.
It was oh my
We
god,
did
I
the
love that
whole
shit.
production. It was a musical too. We learned everything in 7 days
Okay, I
for a
can
2-hour-long
see
musical.
for a play, getting your own outfits is one thing. A musical, I would know.
Was this like a high school production?
This is middle school for me.
Even
It was
worse.
like a multiple age group thing. I was invited to do it.
Even worse. They act like you're like a professional theater.
It was terrifying, and a bunch of things happened. One of the guys that because I was the youngest female in the play.
Mm-hmm.
I was like they barely invited me. I was going into 7th grade. I was like young for them. One of the guys I'd known him most of my life, and he decided it was a great idea to flirt with me. Now, the reason why that's so concerning is
Well, how old was he?
he was 18
What?
and I was 12.
Catch a charge.
Honestly, this episode might be listed as predators in theater.
I'm
Have a
so
sword.
glad it's not rated for children, right, Greg?
No, so we have to go through this whole show, and I had multiple scenes with them. And I'm just dying in the middle of this. And the music we took and purchased was all from Little Shop of Horrors. We redid all of Little Shop of Horrors' music. And the scene that we had was the starting of Suddenly Seymour.
Who thought that was a good idea?
They gave the 12-year-old that song.
Who thought this was a good...
This is a death trap of a show.
Wow.
Little like happy note after this all happened. I never spoke to him again. He ended up getting arrested.
Yep.
He's
Checks
now
out.
in jail
Yep.
for child pornography.
Checks out. Yep.
I will say, I got a high school story that's really unlucky. I wasn't the unlucky one. Okay, kind of. They were definitely the unlucky one. I just got to witness the moment. But I was also gonna say like a moment in theater that like this happened during like a theater, not the show, but like this was around this time of production. I got to know someone. I was like, screw it. I want to ask you out in a fun way. I have a fun idea on how to do it. And so I had don't do it. One, it's a safety hazard, but I had found a way to make invisible ink that was flammable. And so what I did was using a thermal based liquid and like staining of paper, I made a scroll, and then when you lit it on fire, it would ignite and write out the letters. Would you?
How old were you?
I was about 14 when I made this.
You're doing way too much for 14.
Yeah.
It was fun.
14 years old? My like boyfriend at the time asked me out through like via fortune cookie.
No.
Oh, that's cute.
It was
Okay, that
very
is
nice.
cute. Wait, that is cute, though.
He said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" I said, "Yes."
How do you
thank
put it in
you.
the cookie.
He had like look up a whole YouTube video. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
a whole thing.
But
And-
no, I did that, and that I was pretty proud of that one. But the unlucky moment. This happened. This was again quarantine day. So I'm gonna say this.
No.
This is the last day. But he was a terrible person. I want to start out the story with this. He's a terrible person, has multiple charges on him. Like
What's up with people in theater, man.
he's not a theater kid.
Oh, he's not okay.
No, he's just a terrible, horrible, god awful person.
I'm like, they're not helping with the stereotype right now. So
One of my best friends, his little sister, who I consider my little sister,
Mhm.
because like we grew up together and I like found family. He had insulted her and like belittled her, mocked her, and harassed her. And so I have no pity for this man. But I'm gonna tell this story live on air because fuck you. You know who you are. If you ever see this tape, you know who you are. And I have a whole group of people that will vouch for this story. So if anyone thinks there's no way that happened, I will give you contacts and they will all confirm this.
Jackson said, "Watch this."
Yeah.
So it's the final day. We're going home on buses. It's quarantine, so everyone's like getting ready to leave, right? And so there's this kid. And for the sake of the story, we're going to call him Mr. M because I don't want to expose his name. But
Right.
Mr. M was an asshole. Just putting it simply, fuck that guy. You were a mean person to women. You're mean to just genuinely good people. Screw you. So Mr. M was a bad dude. And so at this point, me and my friends, we really liked playing card games. We had a whole collection of card games, and he would kind of bulldoze his way into the games. And one of my buddies named Ross pitied him. So he would sometimes let him join us. And it wasn't a matter of us liking it. I didn't like him. I never wanted to play with him. Ross specifically was like, hey, well, if we let him into one game, he'll leave us alone, because that's his typical habit, is that he gets mad because he loses horribly and then he leaves. And so that's normally what we did. And so we're playing. This is right before quarantine, literally like going on the buses. And so Mr. M and us are all playing. And as we're playing, we're laying out the cards and stuff. And these aren't cheap. These are like $40 cards each. Like these are like expensive cards for like different games.
Okay, yeah.
And so this is important. This is an important detail for later in the story. Mr. M farts violently. And so one of my buddies, no. He's sitting there and like he lets it rip. We're on concrete and the pebbles move. Okay, like he ripped ass harder than I thought a person could. And we're like, damn, did you
You need to check your pants.
No, yeah, that's what we were saying. We're like, did you shit yourself? He was like, what? No. And so we're laughing. And then he does it again, a second time. But this one's like violent and juicy. You know those farts that you hear like from your armpit?
Yes.
Sounded like that.
Ew.
And you're like, dude, you're gonna shit yourself. And I quote, he was like, what? No. Foreshadowing. So he ripped ass hard. Like extremely hard. And he starts laughing. Well, I shit myself. Like he was joking about it. And then I see this man, the most, this is a disgusting human being. I kid you not. Sticks his hand in his pants and he pulls out a handful. And then he starts crying, going, oh my God. And there's literally like crap dripping on the wall we were sitting at, because he was sitting on this little ledge of a stairwell, and we're like, "Did you actually shit yourself? Oh my God!" And we all start freaking out, like, "Dude, Mr. M shit himself. Boss, teacher, there's poop on the wall. There's literal turds dripping on the wall." And he's like, "No, stop it!" And I'm like, "Dude, this was a long time coming. First you smell like shit, you look like shit, and now you did shit. It's just the prophecy." Like, talk about Chekhov's gun, am I right? Like, so.
Wait, how old were you guys?
So this is 8th grade. But like, we're
so
not
too old.
Yeah, you're way too old. Like full blown, like exploded, and he didn't stop. And so the reason why this gets really important is as he's actively shitting his pants on the last day before quarantine, this is his last impression on all of us before high school. And you know we didn't forget. Oh, that brings up a point. At the end of the story, he ended up not going to freshman year and homeschooled out of shame. And then when he came back, he tried to tell people he didn't do it.
You pooped yourself.
My buddy Ross had it on tape. So we were like, oh, he did it?
That's crazy.
And so, again, last impression, rips ass. He's poop hand. Started trying to collect cards. Yes. He tried to grab one of my cards. It's an $80 card. The speed I whipped it away from him, went, do not touch your shitty grubby fingers, shall not touch my cards. Be gone, fiend. I start collecting my stuff and like full blown laughing. I'm laughing so hard I'm crying as he's actively around trying, and here's the best thing, because another group of kids started coming out after this, because there's multiple late buses, because this is the late bus dock. So as we are getting up and we start getting on the bus, they don't let him on the bus because he's covered in shit. So he ended up having to call a ride home because he couldn't go home on the bus. And the best part about all this is we start leaving, we see him just standing there looking at it, his cards, you could see it on the cards, but we see him standing there, and a group of small kids started walking around the bin and went, what is that on the wall? And we just see him go, no. unluckiest ending to a middle school experience I have ever seen in my life, and it was so beautifully deserved. When I tell you this man had this coming, he had it coming. Oh my God.
Wow, Mr. Doodoo Pants.
I don't think anybody could top that story.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite story of all
That's
time.
crazy. The pebbles moved. I'm like, I cannot.
No, when I'm telling you, the vibration. We are on a concrete staircase, and the pebbles on the wall he was, because this is one of those ones where it's like, you know how like on the side of schools, sometimes there's like a concrete block, the stairs go down into the dirt. It was one of those. The stick behind him moved a little bit, but the actual pebble next to his waist went. And I was like, Dad, that's why we were making jokes about it. Because, like, one of my buddies who went, dude, you fart like a hurricane. I didn't know that could come out of people. I've heard of tales that were more unrealistic than what I just witnessed.
Wow.
And yeah, I think the best part about this entire story is that anytime he tried to act all big and macho and be a jerk in high school, one of us was just around the bend and could be like, "What's up, your pants? How you doing, man?" And the way his face would drop when we brought up that story. That's the unluckiest story I have witnessed personally. It was probably that moment. That and also the time I saw a guy's water line blow up.
Jackson, are you just like a bad
You should talk about the one where you destroyed a water pipe.
That is an unlucky moment.
That is such an unlucky moment. You destroyed water.
Oh, that story.
Okay, look.
Okay.
Yes, to answer your question first, yes, I think I was cursed. I think in my past life I shot a witch or something because I genuinely have the weirdest. I need to write a book. Like I genuinely
This
have
story-
some cursed stories.
This story, the first time I heard it,
And I have people
I
that
was on
can
the
vouch
floor.
for all of these stories. I have 5 people for Mr. M. I have 2 people that can vouch for this next story that are still in my life because this happened at my ex's parents' house. So I only have 2 people that can vouch for the story because I talked to them the night it happened. I felt horrible.
it's such a beautiful story.
So, God, I kind of knew this was gonna happen. I have so many. If you ever want a story, just come to me. I have story times. I've almost been hit with lightning. I've met a crazy person that was like mid-attack. I'm pretty sure I heard someone get murdered above me because it became a crime scene the next day when I was in Italy. Like I have story time after story
So
time.
literally the title of this episode is just gonna be Jackson. Jackson in his life.
I
may or may not have broke the water line at the bottom of my ex's
How do
parents'
you
house.
do that?
oh
It gets better.
It's so funny.
So I shit too hard, and I will tell you the full story.
Bianca's face.
Oh my gosh.
So story time. I
He told me
was visiting. This is the last time I visited my ex's parents' house. It's kind of fitting, I don't regret it. Consider it. Okay, I do obviously still feel bad about what happened, but like, it's a funny story now to me. This is how I met her granddad too.
Dude.
So I'm meeting people. First impression. It's about closer to midnight. It's 10 o'clock, like 11:30 at night. And I'm staying the night at their parents' house for Thanksgiving and like the holidays.
Yeah.
And so the granddad just got home. Like he just got here. Like, he's sitting, they're watching him, and the granddad and her father were sitting on the couch watching TV. I had to go to the bathroom. I have not the best bowel system. And so I went to the bathroom. And so I didn't know the piping for this house. It's a newer house. They didn't do it good. The piping was messed up. I didn't know this. And so I go to the bathroom. I do my business. And I go to flush, and it goes down, and everything's fine for a couple seconds. And then I hear and just a couple bubbles go up, and I'm like,
What the hell? Yeah.
flush. Oh no, because there's
Wasn't
nothing.
me.
There's nothing. Like none of my residues in there. It's just. I'm like, let me get like a plunger and try to fix this. And so I grab one, I start putting it in, and it just kept filling. It wouldn't stop. And I hear the piping of the toilet like crack or like, I'm like, oh no, oh my God. 'Cause I'm stuck in here. Because for context, there is a 10-foot gap between the bathroom and my ex's bedroom. So I can't even like leave and act like it wasn't me because the living room is right across.
Wow.
So they would literally hear me leaving. And
Did they
so
not have like a window? You could crawl out. No one
Could have ran.
it was
That's unlucky,
shower.
the fact that they didn't have a window.
I know, shower, sink, door of danger. I was like, oh my
Wow.
God, I'm dead. And so I started trying to fix it. I even got a snake. I got a drain snake. The metal things you put, it didn't work. It didn't work at all. And I just hear a from the ground, and I'm like, oh my God, I think I broke the toilet. I think I either I think I pissed acid or I shat so hard I just died. What do I do? I start freaking out. I'm in this bathroom for 30 minutes trying to fix this toilet. I'm like, I opened the lid. Like there's
Jackson, you okay in
no,
there?
that's what happened because I got a message being like, "Are you all right?" I went, "No, the toilet's biting me," and they were like, "What do you mean the toilet's biting you?" And so, because I misspelled fighting, so they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm literally freaking out. The lid of the toilet's off. The floor is now covered in water. It is still making sounds. I don't know what's happening. And after a certain point, it's how I left. I opened the door. I've been in this bathroom for it is midnight. It is 30 minutes. It's been over 30 minutes. I just opened the door and I see the granddad and the father turn around and I'm standing like this. I may have caused an issue. I need help, please. I step to the side and there's actively a small volcano in the toilet and like water on the floor. I'm like, I don't know what happened. It broke. I don't know how. So we all start going to it. We get like plumbing equipment. We get the whole shebang, and we learn through like doing tests that apparently I was just the unlucky number flush because when I went to the bathroom, the piping under the house snapped. And so because of that, it didn't have anywhere to go. So it started billowing upward. So I literally used the bathroom, blew up the downstairs toilet, was unoperational for like a month and a half. And I had to live 3 more days in that house.
That's awful.
After this happened with such shame. Like being like, oh my God.
So did they have a second bathroom?
Yes.
Okay. They're like, Jackson, go outside.
Yeah.
Go outside.
You have to go outside from after
I
that.
have a weird reputation for causing toilets to stop functioning, and I don't know why. Like, I'll go to a friend's house, and then like next thing you know, I'm like, it's not flushing, and they're like, God damn it, Jackson, stop it. This has happened enough that it's genuinely a joke that my friends say I have superpowers. Like I am a hex doll.
You're not allowed to use the bathroom at my dorm anymore. You go outside.
Womp womp.
Go outside.
Anyone else have any unlucky stories?
I think it's been a good 40 minutes.
Has it?
Has it?
Yeah.
Has it?
Greg hasn't been telling me anything.
It's been 43. You guys are good going, so I just let you go.
We want to keep going.
Mine, don't you have another
You have
story?
more poop-related stories.
I just have
Okay.
terrible stories. I
I-
got in 3 car accidents in the span of 2 years. None were my fault, and I now have every type of car accident on record.
This one, mine's kind of shocking.
As you're saying, the other
This
stories
one's
you told
really
weren't
shocking.
Shocking.
So, I was really young when this happened, and it's not that bad. I was in like a toxic relationship kind of thing, and we were really young. And he decided it'd be a great idea to propose to me. Now, when I say we are young, I mean I am like 13.
What? So you're taking it with a grain of salt, right? You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, let's get married.
Is this the same saga in which you went to a theater at 12 and got hit on by an 18-year-old?
Yeah,
Okay.
Wait, now how old
but
was
this is a different guy. He was my age, but he was like a really bad guy. But I'd known him most of my life. I was in 8th grade. Yes. And he decided, so I have a huge phobia of being in the woods at night, period. Like if I am in a wooded area at night, I freak out.
I feel like that's fair.
He decided it'd be a great idea to take me to live in Bloomington, so I live really close to Monroe Lake. He decided to be ready to take me over to his guy best friend's house, also my ex-boyfriend's house. Great idea here. And he lived by the lake in the woods. And they set up this like a little picnic thing, this stupid little rank picnic in the woods, mind you. And by the lake, which Monroe Lake is known to be kind of haunted.
And you went willingly? Like,
No, no.
Okay.
They dragged me. I was scared.
Okay.
And I don't know where my boyfriend is at this point. I'm with my guy best friend. I'm with my friend I'm like, this is weird. Like, I'm best friends with your girlfriend. Where's your girlfriend? Like, I want to be with her. Can I be with her? And this guy's hit on me before, so I was like kind of weirded out over here. And then you just hear screaming, and you hear like something go into the water.
Did you throw him into the water?
No, my boyfriend at the time, got hit by a deer, stepped on a stick.
Hit by a deer?
Stepped on a big stick, which kicked him in the balls. And then he fell into the water.
Okay, I was gonna say I just wouldn't go, but now hearing the ending, if I knew that was gonna happen at the end, I would have gone with a camera.
Wow.
No, the funniest thing was there was someone filming. His girlfriend, my best friend, was filming in the woods during this. And then about a year later, they cheated on me with each other. So
So he
So
deserved
did
that.
you say yes to the proposal?
I did because he was hurting
No.
me. He was hurting me, and I was afraid he would hurt me more. So this is also around the same time that I broke my arm. So I had a broken arm, and that was one of his tactics that he would use.
Okay, I have a.
But I
long-
wasn't gonna mention that because it was like sad. But
Like-
no, it was a very unlucky moment for him.
I have a couple crazy story times. I got a haunted one. I can tell you all about the Italy trip. If y'all want to keep
I
going.
feel like this is like a lore episode.
I have.
Honestly.
I had someone try to do again, I've had every type of car related injury, like not injury, but like type of accident, like crash, like hit and run, rear-ended, and complete totalization of a car.
Jackson, remind me to never get in a car with you.
I'm a great driver. I don't know. Oh, I was not driving in two of them. Two of them, I wasn't the driver. And then the third one, I don't know what was with the lady. There's so many questions with that story, even to this day, that I don't have answers to.
I had a frat guy crash into my car on campus because he was trying to sleep with me.
I remember that story.
Yeah, okay. This is not unlucky moments. It's just a lore episode.
Yeah.
apparently.
That was very unlucky. He totaled my car.
We should make a whole episode for
For
that.
Well,
lore.
I've already dumped a good chunk of lore. I got
Jackson's pooping his brains out.
I haven't
Okay.
even started on
That's
my
the
lore.
tea,
This is like
I have
October.
much better lore than
Oh,
those
I do
ones.
too.
Like
Man,
again,
y'all.
the murder one, I can't.
I need to hear those stories.
Does anyone else have any crazy stories? I feel like it's been like 3 of us the entire time. Anyone else want to pop in?
I'm
I
not
just
as
have
unlucky as
sad,
you.
unlucky stuff. I don't have anything
Oh.
like interesting.
I actually have tea about my mother though.
Okay,
Can I say
so-
it about someone else?
Yeah,
go.
I did. I talked
I've
about
been
Mr.
doing
M.
it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, actually, this is crazy. I mean, it's an accident story. It had like a lucky moment at the end, but it was also unlucky. So she was like 5 years old, and obviously, no one's gonna know my grandparents' porch, but it's on a high level ground, and they didn't have a fence around it before. So
Awesome.
yeah, when she's little, so no one was watching my mom, and she fell off the porch.
She's in Bloomington. She went to Monroe, didn't she?
Huh?
She went to Bloomington's hospital.
I don't think they did. Okay, here's the crazy part. So this is how she got her lucky moment, though. She was saved by not breaking any bones or anything because she fell into a wood pile at the bottom of the porch. But so far it was pretty good. I feel like I have so much tea on my parents, more than me.
I got tea. I have some wild tea.
I
My
have-
parents were wild.
Yeah.
The time my
some
friend's face folded in
crazy
half.
tea on my parents.
Huh?
I got some tea on. Sorry, your face. I looked up and I didn't register what you said until I looked up and I see Bianca like.
Yeah.
It's a really short story. He was like 2. No one was watching him. He jumped off his couch onto a glass table.
Yeah.
Is he stupid?
Yeah, he was
Yes.
yes.
Okay, I did horrible things that too. I didn't do that. Okay. well, I
His
was
face folded from here to like right here, folded
What?
over.
But what does that
It was
mean?
horrible. Like the skin he has a big scar here from the skin going to
No.
yeah.
Oh,
he-
so like sliced his
it
face.
sliced his face and
I
it
was like,
sliced
there's
his
no
skin.
possible way his face folded in without breaking his skull.
Baloney.
Gotcha.
And then he got
Baloney.
he had to have 8 plastic surgeries and he has a scar running from here to here.
Wow.
It's crazy.
At least he didn't die. That's a
I
good
drank
thing.
gas, but I don't feel like that's.
Again,
Don't.
lore. We need a lore episode and we need a parent lore episode.
I don't think you realize.
Yes.
I
I feel like
told
we could
Greg
spend
like a
some of
six-part
the wild
series at this
stories.
point.
This is
Right.
crazy.
I've
So much tea.
drank gasoline. The
What?
murder. I was.
I know about that one.
I didn't know about that.
You
Okay.
want to tell your
Yeah,
side?
you
Yeah,
guys
you
were-
haven't
You
talked
guys
about
want to
it.
hear it?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's kind of short. It's just something sad.
Go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
There's been a lot of sad stories today.
So when I was 11 years old, I was in elementary school. I was in 5th grade, and I was feeling really sick. I was having headaches. I lost a lot of weight. I lost like, I don't know, 20 pounds or something. Like,
You were
and I was
11?
I lost a lot of weight.
Okay.
I was going to the bathroom all the time, like peeing, and I was like, what is going on? And I was going to the school nurse like every single day, and she was honestly getting really annoyed with me. And so she called my dad. Dad took me to the doctor. They checked me for all the normal stuff like strep, mono, flu. I didn't have any of them. So then they did blood work and sent it over to the hospital. And turns out I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It's a chronic illness, not type 2 diabetes. People get confused all the time. But why it's unlucky is because there's like nothing I could have done to prevent it or get it. It's kind of just
Was it
You just-
genetic?
no.
No.
It can be though. It can be genetic, but no one in my it's commonly genetic, honestly. But there's no reason for me to have it, which is crazy. I've had it for 8 years now. There's no cure for it. It's not very fun.
No, it doesn't seem like
But
that.
yeah, that's my sad story.
I just have a lot of unlucky moments, but I have kind of another sad one. Every year since I became a teenager, I've had something bad happen around my birthday.
Birthdays
Just
are
every
the worst.
Birthdays are just.
Why does everybody hate
I feel like I've
birthdays?
cried
I
every
love
birthday.
birthdays.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like cursed.
My grandma died last year on my birthday.
Oh, no, that's a sad moment. Yeah.
Well, on that note.
Now it's time to leave.
Bye.
Bye.
We kind of went off track today a lot, so sorry about that. There's half unlucky, half fart, half lore. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that because it was funny to witness.
Jackson's poop store
To
was
hear.
I got
hilarious.
some funny
Um,
ones. I blew up a tree on
Wait,
accident.
so what are we doing Wednesday? guys?
Wednesday,
It's a great
Oh.
question.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's Wednesday.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
So, yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Sorry if it was not what you were hoping, but we will see you on Wednesday. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, what was that episode?
I don't know.